The first of several Hope and Justice centers to be built across the country was opened on Friday in Lusignan on the east coast of Demerara. As the name suggests, the centers will provide hope and justice to persons dealing with domestic and interpersonal violence. The centers itself will provide a range of services from medical to police-related and other social services such as probation and counseling, and in some instances will also provide housing to these persons. Region 3 is prioritized for the construction of the next Hope and Justice Center. Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Persaud, hailed the construction of this center as historic not only for Guyana but for the Caribbean region.
Justice within the purview of the Attorney General and hope within the Ministry of Human Services, bringing together and aligning with what we want to offer those many persons who have to experience gender-based violence every day. Counterparts from the Caribbean came. They got a sneak peek at the Hope and Justice Center, and they were very enthused and inspired, so much so that a number of them would like to see this happen in their own countries. We are not unaware of the numbers of persons who've lost their lives due to gender-based violence, and I remember them here today, last year and the years before. And we remember them every day and every year, and especially through the 16 days of activism, when we look back on the lives that have been lost.
To support the center, a number of new legislation is being drafted and will be taken to the National Assembly for debate and enactment. Attorney General Anil Nandlal addressed this during the ceremony on Friday. He acknowledged that not only has old legislation failed the victims of interpersonal and domestic violence, but the system altogether. And to accompany the new legislation, he said training will be provided to all officers.
I don't think we are better off than we were before in terms of the rate at which these horrific tragedies take place. You pick up the newspapers on any given day and you are likely to find raging and outrageous front page stories in the press reporting these atrocities. Traditional thinking and traditional strategies have not worked. We don't normally borrow legislation from the United States, but the United States has a strong regime of regulation regarding domestic violence in their legislation across the different states. New York in particular, and we borrowed heavily from the New York legislation. We are working on a series of legislation. So that's one platform that we are working on. But we have learned, and you will agree with me, that the law alone can't solve this problem. We are working on training programs to train our officers across every platform that will engage in the battle against these problems.
This Hope and Justice Center at Lusignan is strategically located in close proximity to courts, medical centers and police station. It will not only serve residents of the Lusignan village, but residents across the east coast of Demerara and the country altogether. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Kurt Campbell.